of May 21st, 2020. In accordance with Governor Lamont's Executive Order number 7B, Section 1, which suspends the open meeting requirements of in-person participation. Audio and video of this meeting, the special meeting, is being simultaneously televised on Channel 79 and YouTube at WGA-TV Channel 79 in order to allow the public to view and listen to the meeting. In-person attendance is not permitted. And with that, I will call the roll, and if you could just say aye to us to give everyone your presence. Mika Cardozo?
Aye.
Joe Crisco? Joe Dye? Beth Heller, aye. Dwight Rowland?
Aye.
And Sandy Stein?
Aye.
Town Council Jerry Weiner?
Aye.
Town Finance Director and Administrative Officer Tony Genovese?
Aye.
Jerry Shaw, I don't think is joining us.
No,
Is
I told Jerry Shaw that she didn't have to, and I would
Okay.
take them in.
Cool. And Betsy Yagla, Assistant Administrative Officer. And I think that's everyone. And Pua is on taping us. Thank you, Pua. Item 1 on the agenda is an executive session to discuss our security strategy. I ask that Attorney Weiner cite the appropriate legal explanation for this executive session.
You want me to cite the appropriate, 1-206, I believe.
Yeah, I'll read that as part of the motion. I just figured you should tell the board why we're doing this.
Summary. There's 2 executive sessions. One involves, here they are. One involves section I-206C, and the other one is I-210B1. One involves discussion of a draft document, and actually the second one, the security issue one, it also involves discussion of a draft document, as well as discussion of security issues, which are subject to executive session under section 1-206E. So we have 2 executive sessions scheduled. The citations for the authority and FOI is in the agenda.
Thank you, Jerry. I will now make a motion that we enter an executive session pursuant to sections 1-206, parens C and parens, parens 6 and parens C and parens, and 1-210, parens B and parens 1 and parens, regarding discussion of matters concerning town hall internet security strategy and discussion and draft cybersecurity agreement.
Let's go second.
Wait, I gotta finish it. Sorry. I would like to add as part of the motion that we include Finance Director, Administrative Officer Tony Genovese, and Town Council Jerry Weiner. In addition, Betsy Yagla for technical assistance, because we're going in and out of executive session so that folks don't jump in when it's executive session. Is there a second? Joey?
Let's go second.
Thank you. All in favor, just say aye.
Aye.
How about discussion? Is there any discussion available for this motion?
Absolutely. Hi, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? I just think as procedurally to make this compliant with FOIA, I don't think it's absolute that we can go into executive session under those sections without a statement that we have determined the public interest in withholding the documents outweighs the public interest in disclosure. That's required by the statute.
You read the FOI? Oh, Joe, good going.
Just trying to save us, that's all.
No, there is a requirement, but we in the past, we've always presumed that there is a public interest in going into executive session, but it doesn't, you have a good point. We will say it and we'll include it.
I would just say, yeah.
Okay, does that have to be part of the motion, or?
Yeah, we can just say that the purpose, the public policy for going into executive session outweighs a policy for making this public, and the Board of Selectmen so agrees, and it could be part of the motion.
Okay, so we will accept a friendly motion to friendly addition to that motion. Thank you, Joe. Is there, I'll motion it again with that friendly amendment. Is there a second?
Driscoll second.
Thank you. With that, any further discussion? All in favor, just signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Yes, no? No, no opposition, okay. And with that, we will go into executive session.
You want to do the second executive session as well at the same time, Beth?
If I'm allowed to, I will.
Well, I thought we discussed it, the possibility.
Yep.
So you wouldn't have to come in and out, since
Okay.
the same people are involved in both executive sessions. And at the end of both executive sessions, we can come out and then you can explain on the record what happened and whether any votes will be needed after the executive session.
Okay, thank you. I will make a motion that we enter an executive session pursuant to section 1-200, 6 parens, E n parens, and 1-210 parens B n parens, 1 and parens, to discuss draft agreement with the Amity-Woodbridge Historical Society with Joe Dyer's friendly amendment that stated,
That the public policy outweighs, for the executive session, outweighs the need to have this in public.
okay, thank you, Jerry.
Driscoll second.
Thank you. And, oh, I'm going to invite in, wait a minute, I haven't done that yet. Again, the same folks, Tony Genovese, Jerry White, and Betsy Agler for technical assistance with executive session.
And
Now,
just so
second, sorry.
we're clear, you'll be doing both issues in executive session at the same, one right after the other. Instead of coming out of executive session after the first, going back in for the second, and then coming out for the second, you'll just reiterate what happened in both executive sessions at the end of the executive session.
Okay.
It's Joe Dyer.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any discussion before I call the question? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, thanks. It's Joe again. I just want to be clear that the agenda says that we're going into executive session to discuss the draft agreement with the AWHS. We were also furnished a draft of the charge to the Oversight Committee. Are we going to discuss that again? If we are, I think the public should know that before we go in. Because that's not on the agenda. The only reason I mention that.
You're correct. Draft agreement, I meant it to include both, but it's a good point, and it's good to state that the executive session will concern the draft agreement as well as the charge to the advisory committee.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want people to know, that.
Sure.
Yep.
That's a good point, Joe. Okay, thank you. With that amendment, is there any other discussion? No other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we are now in executive session, so we will turn off.
May be signed by the attorney, maybe the town's designee, which would be the attorney.
Right.
Beth or her
Authorized by Beth and Tony, signed by the appropriate, the attorney.
correct.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks, Mika. Thanks, Jerry. Anyone else, any other changes or additions to that motion? And then we have a second from Joe Crisco. Okay, I'll just ask everyone who's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
And is there any other action on the item 2, Amity-Woodbridge Historical Society agreement. I would say we're still discussing it and we'll have further discussions, further Board of Selectmen meetings.
Right.
And with that, anyone have anything else to say? With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Sandy, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Anyone have anything else?
Stay safe.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Take care, folks.
Position to.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you, but take care.
Stay safe.
Bye.